Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Genestealer Cult and John's Necrons. So the story that we've got going on here today is that the Genestealer Cult on this planet had risen up and overthrown their Imperial bonds and prepared the planet for the arrival of the Tyranids that were making their way to this sector. And they had prepared the planet for the arrival of their gods from above in the void to come down and consume all that was here and raise them up into ascension. But as they had prepared the planet, after they had finally overthrown the Imperial bonds, deep down inside of the planet, a Tombworld had awoken, and out from the ground came the living metal monstrosities. And the Genestealer Cult decided that they were too much of a threat to the Tyranids and needed to take them down, and ended up coming into conflict with the newly awakened Necrons here. So that's the story that we've got going on. We're going to be playing just a basic Maelstrom game. So we've got the 6 objectives on the table here. Yeah, 6 objectives on the table there. We're just going to be drawing 3 cards, and if you're below 3 cards at the beginning of your turn, you draw up to 3 cards. Basic Maelstrom. So that's the story. That is the game we're going to be playing. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out today. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a battalion detachment. In that detachment, we have a Patriarch, a Primus, and a Magus. We have 2 5-man Acolyte squads. One squad has a heavy rock saw, and a 10-man Neophyte squad with 2 grenade launchers, and the leader has a power maul. We have 2 Aberrant squads, 1 4-man with power picks, and 1 5-man with power hammers. We have an armored sentinel with a las cannon. We have a Goliath rock grinder with a clearance incinerator and a cache of demo charges. We have a Goliath truck. We have a 15-man squad of pure strains. And last but not least, we have a Leman Russ with a battle cannon, las cannon, and 2 heavy flamers. And for the Necrons, he'll be running the Mephrit Dynasty. He'll be running a battalion detachment and an outrider detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have an Overlord and a Cryptek. We have 2 10-man warrior squads. We have a 10-man Immortal squad with Tesla carbines. We have a 5-man Lichguard squad with Hyperphase sword and dispersion shields. Then for the outrider detachment, we have a Destroyer Lord with a war scythe and a phylactery. We have 2 destroyer squads, 1 3-man squad with destroyers, and 1 squad with 2 destroyers and 1 heavy destroyer. We have a 3-man Tombblade squad, and last but not least, we have an Annihilation barge. All right, deployment for the Genestealer Cult here. I've got my armored sentinel over here. I've got my my Goliath truck here with the 5-man Acolyte squad with the heavy rock saw inside. I've got my 10-man Neophyte squad in the building over here. I've got my Leman Russ over here, and I've got my my Goliath rock grinder over on the side here. Inside there is the 5-man Acolyte squad without the rock grinder, without the heavy rock saw, I should say. And in Cult Ambush, I've got everything else. So the 2 Aberrant squads, my Magos, my Patriarch, and my Primus, as well as the 15-man Pure Strain squad. Going over deployment now for the Necrons, we've got one of his 10-man squads of warriors over here. We've got the Lich Guard in the back over here. We've got the Overlord and the Cryptek. We've got the Immortals in the building over here. We've got the Warriors in the building over here. We've got the Annihilation barge back over here. We've got the Tomb Blades. We've got the 2 squads of and the 2 squads of destroyers over here. The one on the left here is the one with the heavy destroyer. So as of right now, the Necrons will be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil first. No, the complete opposite of that. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Necrons here on turn 1. All right, the cards drawn for the Necrons here on turn 1. We've got Secure Objective 4, which is in the middle of the board, Secure Objective 3, which is on my side of the board, and then we've got Psychological Warfare. So we'll come back to you after movement phase here on turn 1. Movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 1. His Annihilation barge jumped up over this way. The Lich Guard and the Cryptek kind of stood still, so did the Immortals and the Warriors, and the Tomb Blades moved over this way. His destroyers moved up over this way, and his Cryptek. Did I say Cryptek? That's the Overlord back over there. His Cryptek used. He has the Veil of Darkness as a relic. He also spent a command point, I should point out, to give him the, what was the relic? Gave him
Void Reaper.
Void Reaper.
2 relics.
Yeah, so he's got the 2 relics. So he's got the Void Reaper over here, and then he's got the Veil of Darkness onto him over here. So he used his Veil of Darkness here to jump up, him and the 10-man warrior squad, to jump up onto objective number 4, which is pretty good, using the strategery over there. And that is the end of the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase here, his warriors are going to fire into my armored sentinel over here. So at the beginning of his movement phase, he declared "My will be done" from his overlord onto these guys because they were within range of him at the beginning of the movement phase. Before, at the end of the movement phase, the Cryptek was like, "Yoink, come with me." So they are going to have +1 to their hit rolls here, so they're going to be hitting on 2s. Also, because they're Mephrit, their dynastic ability is that weapons that shoot within half their range length get +1 or -1 to their AP, like whatever, one better on their AP than others. So the first 4 guys here are actually within 12 inches, which is, their weapons are 24 inches, so they're within 12 inches here of the of my armored sentinel. So we're gonna have 8 shots here that are gonna be hitting on 2s. All right, so that's all but 1 hit. Pretty good. And these are now strength 4, so they're going to be wounding on 5s. Oops. So getting 3 wounds there. These are AP minus, would be -1, but now they're -2 because of that additional AP modifier there. So looking for 5 ups. Not getting any of them, so it is 3 damage. And now the other 6 are going to be firing. They're not in rapid fire range, so we've got 6 shots hitting on 2s again because of my will be done. All hits there, pretty good. These are now going to be strength 4 again, so wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -1, so looking for 4 ups. Making both of those. Woo! All right, so the destroyers here are going to fire into my armored sentinel. They are heavy. They're Gauss blasters, Gauss cannons. Are going to be heavy 3, but they're platforms. Because of them, they don't ignore the movement penalty for heavy weapons. So they've got 3 shots each, so there's going to be 9 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s, but because they're within 6 inches of the destroyer lord, they get to re-roll 1. So 9 shots hitting on 3s. All right, re-roll those 2 1s there. All right, not meant to be. Fair enough. These are now strength 6, toughness 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 3 wounds there. AP, what's the AP on those? Oop, 1 second. All right, so it's AP -3, so looking for 6 ups. Not getting any of them, so he is dead. Not within range to blow anybody up. So he is just dead, and that is first blood. All right, so his heavy destroyer actually can see. The only thing he can really see right now is my neophytes in here, so he's going to take a shot at them. So hitting on a 3, that is a hit. Wounding on a 2. Yeah, he's way dead. That's strength 9, like AP -4. Yeah, he just. And D6 damage, he just blew one of my one of those neophytes just into pieces. All right, so that is the end of the Necron turn here on turn 1. He did secure objective 4 over there. And did you want to get rid of either of those objectives? Probably 3, because that's gonna be a hard one to get. Yeah, so he's gonna get rid of secure objective 3. So he got first blood and he got secure objective 4. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, so I drew my objectives. I got secure objective 6, which was the one he just blew me off of over here. Advance, get everyone out of my deployment zone, and then secure objective 2, which is all the way on that side of the board. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the cult here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. My squad of neophytes in here, that was inside the Goliath truck here, disembarked, moved up this way towards them. My Goliath truck then moved over towards the objective over here. My squad of neophytes stood still. My Leman Russ moved up, but only moved half his move distance, so he can still get grinded advance. My Rock Grinder here advanced up over this way. And then from Cult Ambush, my Patriarch came in with my 4-man Aberrant squad here, rolling a 2. I chose this table edge and that table edge. Rolled off came this table edge, so they are 9 inches away from his Annihilation Barge over here. My Pure Strains came in with the Primus. I used the command point to Meticulous Planning, Meticulous Arrival, whatever it's called, where I rolled, because it's a Primus, I was rolling 3d6 for the ambush, rolled a 5 with that, so they came in, they moved up 4 inches, and he moved 1 inch closer. And then finally, over here, my Magos arrived with my my Aberrants over here, and they rolled a 4. So they just had normal deep strike, basically more than 9 inches away. So they're 9 inches away from him. He's a little bit further back because he doesn't want to get to fight with them anyway. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, starting off the psychic phase, my Magos is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his destroyers over here. So looking for a 7. Not getting it. And then over here, my Patriarch is going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Pure Strains over here. Looking for a 7. Not getting it. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll this 1 here. Ooh, still not getting it. All right, so on to the shooting phase. We're going to start here with my Leman Russ, who's going to fire his battle cannon and his las cannon into his Annihilation Barge over there. So I'm going to start with the battle cannon. So D6 shots, 2 shots. These are going to be hitting on, 1 second. It's 4+, so 2 shots hitting on 4s. Yeah. What's under here? Come on. Getting 1 hit with a fill face, I'll take that. Strength 8, so wounding on a 3. That is a wound with a fill face. AP -2, I believe. So 1 second. All right, AP -2, so looking for a 6 up. No, does not get it, so it's D3 wounds. 2 wounds, so Quantum Shielding, he gets to roll on a 1, he'll ignore it. No, so he will take 2 wounds. And now the last cannon is going to fire in there, hitting on a 5 because I moved. No hit. And the battle cannon gets to fire a 2nd time because of grinding advance. So D6 shots, 4 shots. A little bit better this time. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Getting, 4 hits. That's pretty good. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds. 3. 6 up saves. No, not making any of them. So we'll do these. Well, I'll roll them 3d3. So we've got 1, 1, and 2. So, so the 2, he does get to ignore that one. So he'll just take another 2 wounds. Now, my Rock Grinder is going to fire his Clearance Incinerator into here because it's an assault weapon into his Immortals. So we're going to fire, get D6 auto hits. Getting 1 auto hit. Strength 5, wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -1, +1 because he's in cover. Looking for a 3 up. He's good. 4. And now my Primus is going to shoot into his Lich Guard over here with his Needle Pistol. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. Looking for a 3 up save. And he's good. And now my Goliath truck here is going to fire into his destroyers there in the front. So we've got 4 shots hitting on 5s because he moved. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -1. So 4 up. No, goes through, so 1 takes 2 damage. And now the Heavy Stubber is going to do the same thing here. 3 shots hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. Now this squad here is going to fire 5 shots with their auto pistols into the warriors over here. So hitting on 4s. All right, getting 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 4 up armor save. No, 1 is dead. And that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Aberrants here are going to charge into his destroyers. So he's going to have 6 shots from the regular guys, and the 1 darker one there is going to be the heavy guys. So these are all going to be hitting on 6s, re-rolling 1s. Oh man, getting 2 hits. Pretty good. All right, so these are going to be, that's strength 9, so that's wounding on 2. That's strength 6, so wounding on 3. So wounding on 2s and 3s. Getting the backwards, so only 1 wound there. AP -4 though, right? So that's going to go straight through. Do you want to roll D6 damage, right?
Yeah.
2 damage, which becomes 1 damage because of the Aberrant's special ability. All right, so now the Aberrants are going to be coming in here and looking for a 9-inch charge. And they get it. All right, so now my Pure Strains here are going to charge into his Lich Guard, his Overlord, and into his Annihilation Barge. His Annihilation Barge is going to fire Overwatch into them. He's got 8 shots from the Tesla Heavy Destructor, and he's got 3 shots from the Gauss Cannon. Gauss Cannon. So these are going to be hitting on 6s.
The 6 is also 2 additional hits.
Getting 1 hit there with the 6.
Which is
2 additional because it's Tesla there, which is pretty good. So that's going to be 3 hits. Strength, strength 7. So these are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 1 wound. 5 up. Invul save. And I make it. Woo! All right, so because they rolled the 5 and they moved 4 inches closer, they need a 5-inch charge to get in. So looking for a 5-inch charge. Well, I'm going to spend a command point, obviously, on that one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, okay, now they're in. Giving me a heart attack there. Now my Primus is going to charge in. He needs 8 inches because he rolled a 1 for his moving closer. Not getting it. My Patriarch is going to charge into his Annihilation Barge, needing a 9-inch charge. Getting it. And now my Aberrants are going to do the same thing, needing 9 inches. Woo! Not going to get it, regardless of how that one rolls. Yep, womp womp. All right, so starting out the fight phase, my Pure Strains are going to attack. All of them are going to attack into the Lich Guard, except for one guy who's going to attack into his what's it called? Annihilation Barge over there. So we're going to go 15 at a time here because they've got 4 attacks each. There's 15 of them in there. So we're going to do 4 sets of 15 attacks, or 1 set of 4 is going to go into there. So we're going to go for the first set of 15 here, hitting on 2 because they got +1 because of the Patriarch being there. Alrighty. So that's all but 2 hits. These are strength 4. They're toughness 5 Lich Guard there, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting... Boop. So getting 5 wounds the first time. It doesn't matter with the 6s. They are AP -4, but he's got a 4-up invul save and a 3-up armor save. So the -1 makes all of these 4-up saves. So we've got 5 4-up saves. Failing 3 of them. Now we got the second set of 15. Hitting on 2s. All right. Wounding on 5s. All right, getting 3 wounds there. 3 4-ups. Failing another 2. Third set of 15. Okay. Wounding on 5s. Ooh, not a single one. And now 11 attacks in the final one here, hitting on 2s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. All right, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. 4 4-ups. Making all but 1 of them. And now the one guy into the Annihilation Barge there. We've got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. All hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. AP -1 because it wasn't a 6. So looking for a 5-up save. No, goes through. And now my Patriarch is going to swing into his Annihilation Barge over here. So we've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s. All right, that is all hits. I'm going to move it over here so I'm not knocking my Primus over there. 6 hits. These are going to be strength 6. He's toughness 6, so looking for 4s to wound. Whoop. All right, re-rolling failed wounds because of his, there are the giant claws there. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there. These are at AP -3. So they just go through. So these are going to be D3 damage apiece. We got 1, 1, 2, 3, and 3. So let's do, because he's got quantum shielding still, so we're going to do the 2 3s first. Making 1, but ignoring 1, but that's the last of his wounds going through there. So he is dead. Does he explode? Okay, let's see on a 6. He does explode. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so he did 1 mortal wound to his Lich Guard, one mortal wound to my my Pure Strains, killing 1 of them, and then he did a mortal wound to my my Patriarch, who is my Warlord. His Warlord trait is the 6-up, ignoring wounds. So looking for a 6-up. Showing that Phil first. Yeah, with the Phil first. Woo! All right, now on to my Aberrants over here with the Power Hammers. They've got 2 attacks each. These are going to be, so that's going to be 2 attacks each. So we got 10 attacks here, hitting on 4s because they're unwieldy. Okay. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. So we got 4 hits. Wounding on 2s because they're strength 5. They're toughness 5, but the hammers are ×2. So these are going to be wounding on 2s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 at AP minus, one second. All right, so we got 4 6-up saves, making 1 of them. So they're 3 damage each, so that actually kills off the squad. All right, so now I consolidated into his Overlord over here, who will now attack into my Pure Strains. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. So that is all but 1 hit. And these are now wounding on 2s because of the Void, because he has the Void Reaper there. So that is 2 wounds. 2 5-up invul saves. And a make 1, fail 1. And now his Lich Guard are going to attack back into my Pure Strains over here. So they've got 4 attacks total coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds. 2 5-up invul saves. And I failed them both. All right, and that is the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. I scored secure objective 6 over here when I moved over here. And then I also got secure objective 2 back here with my Magos, and I'm going to get rid of advance because I did not want to leave my comfy deployment zone. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. No one has to take morale tests because my Genestealer, my Pure Strains are within 6 of the Patriarch, which makes them auto pass morale, and he didn't lose enough because he's got leadership 10 on his Lich Guard, so can't fail that with 3 guys dead. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Necrons here on turn 2. All right, so my opponent still had Psychological Warfare, drew Overwhelming Firepower, and Defend Objective 6. So that's the cards he drew. We'll come back to you with the Reanimation Protocols. All right, so starting over here, he lost 1 warrior over here on a 4-up because he's within range of the Cryptek. He comes back. He does. And then we've got 3 guys over here looking for 5s for them. And 1 comes back. All right, movement phase here for the Necrons on turn 2. His Lich Guard fell back out of combat over here. His Immortals kind of shuffled down here to get some range on these guys. Same thing with the Warriors. His Overlord also fell back out of combat. Over here, his Tomb Blades moved up over this way, as did his Destroyers and Destroyer Lord looking on my Aberrants over here. And his Warriors kind of shuffled up a bit there, as well as the Cryptek looking on my Acolytes over there. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now my opponent spent, what is it? The Pharaoh's Will 1 command point to allow him to give 2 My Will Be Done. So he gave My Will Be Done to the Warriors here, and My Will Be Done to the Immortals over here. So we're going to start with the Warriors, who are going to be firing into my Pure Strains over here. Everyone's in rapid fire range, so these are going to be 20 shots hitting on 2s because of My Will Be Done. All right, strength 4, wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so that's 8 wounds, looking for 5-up invul saves. Making 3 of them. And now the Immortals are going to fire into my Pure Strains over here. They're Assault 2, so it's going to be another 20 shots coming in here, hitting on 2s.
Tesla.
With Tesla, so 6s will be more. We'll come back to that. All right, so he got 1 6, which gave him +2, and then he missed 4, so that gave him basically 18 hits here. These are going to be wounding on strength. What is it? I'm sorry, strength 5. So wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so that's 9 wounds. 9 5-up invul saves. Ooh, making 4 of them, which means I lose 5, which means there's 1 guy left. All right, so now this squad of destroyers over here is going to fire into my aberrants. He's got 3 with the Gauss cannons, right? Or heavy Gauss cannons?
Gauss cannons.
Oh, just Gauss cannons that are going to be firing here. So it's going to be 9 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of hatred or something. Ooh, that's a bunch of 1s there that you get to reroll, which is pretty nice. All right. Wow, we're inceptioned. Making good work of those rerolls there. So these are now going to be strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord there, but no need, so that's going to be 6 wounds. So 6 AP minus 3. Ooh, 1 second. All right, so that's 6 that goes straight through. So it's going to be D3, so we're going to do 1 at a time. But first, the first one's going to just kill this guy because he only had 1 wound left. Then we're going to go, the next one is 3 minus 1, that kills a guy. Next one, 2 minus 1 is 1 wound, and then the next one will kill that guy. So that's going to be 4, right? Yeah, so
2 left.
2 left, so 2, and then another 1 dead guy, so there's 1 guy left. All right, so now it's Tomb Blades. The 2 with the, what is it, the Gauss Blasters are going to fire into my Aberrant over here, and the 1 with the particle something or other is going to shoot into my Pure Strain back there. So we're going to do his attacks first, so it's 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, so that is Inception, 3 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting another 3 wounds. 5-up invul saves. Nope, he did. And now we've got the Gauss Blasters firing into my Aberrant over here. 2 shots each, hitting on 3s. Okay, those are all hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP...
minus...
1 second. They're AP minus 2, so he is just dead. All right, so now his Cryptek here is going to fire into my Acolytes over there. So he's got 3 attacks with the Staff of Light. These are going to be hitting on 3s, getting 3 hits. Wounding on strength 5, right? So wounding on 3s, getting 3 wounds. AP minus 2, you said? So that's going to go straight through and kill 3 of those guys. Now his warriors here are going to split fire. 5 of them are going to fire into my Acolytes. 5 are going to fire into my Goliath truck over here. So we're going to start with the first 5 guys that are going to fire into the Acolytes. This is going to be 10 shots, hitting on 3s. All right. Sounds good. These are now strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AP minus 2 now because they're in rapid fire range. So that means that they are dead. And now the 10 shots into my truck over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. And now these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds. All right, so it's 3 wounds into him. He's got 4-up armor, AP minus 2 because they're in rapid fire range, and Dynasty Mefit. So looking for 6s. Show me them fill faces. Getting none. And then I've got Rugged Construction, looking for 6s. Getting cocked. Getting 1, so taking 2 damage. All right, so that's the end of the Necron turn here on turn 2. He killed 3 units, so in shooting. So overwhelming firepower, he gets D3 victory points. Getting 2 victory points for that, which is pretty good. He's going to get rid of psychological warfare because he just keeps killing all my guys and they can't fail test when they're dead. So that is it for the Necron's turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you with the cards for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, so my cards that I drew were Secure Objective 5, Mission Critical Objective I rolled, so I need Objective 3, and then Secure Objective 1. So we'll see what happens here after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. My truck stood still over here. My Neophyte stood still in here. My Leman Russ moved 5 inches up over this way. My Rock Grinder moved up over here 10 inches. Completely drew a blank on that. That was embarrassing. My Patriarch jumped up over here, advanced over here, so he moved to 12 inches. My Aberrants over here moved up, so did my Primus. And that is it for the movement phase, because my Magus on the other side stood still. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting off the Psychic phase, my Patriarch is going to cast Smite into his Immortals over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 5, so D3 Immortal Wounds. 3 Mortal Wounds. And now my Magus is going to cast Smite into the warriors there. Looking for a 6 because it's -1 to the casting. Getting to 5, so chapter approved coming in to bite me in the butt. I'm actually going to re-roll that 2 there, so. Oh, of course. All right, so now the truck here is going to fire Heavy Stubber into the warriors. He's going to fire the twin autocannon into the destroyers. So we're going to go with the Heavy Stubber first, hitting on 4s because he didn't move. Okay, 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP nothing. So 3-up save. He's good. Oh, it's a 4-up save, but he made it. Another twin autocannon into the destroyers over there. 4 shots hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. Strength 7 wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. AP -2. Well, AP -1. So looking for 4-ups. Making 1 of them. And 1 takes 2 damage, so 1 is dead. Alright, so my Leman Russ here can just see his Tomb Blades around this big Necron monolith that to be fair, all of the people living on this planet should have realized there was something going on down below. They're going to fire it into the Tomb Blades there, so we're going to fire the battle cannon first. So we're going to just do the 2d6 shots just to shoot them at the same time. Alright, so we're going to have 7 shots coming in here. That's pretty good. These are -1 to hit because they're Tomb Blades. They have a special rule which makes them -1 to hit. So these are going to be 7 shots hitting on 5s. Alright. Wow, really, really good. So that's going to be 5 hits. Strength 8, toughness 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Alright, so we've got 3 wounds at AP -2. 1 second. Alright, so that's 3 wounds, 3 5-up invul saves. Getting 1. So the first one, D3 wounds, is 2, so that's going to kill a guy, and then the second one is 3, so that's also going to kill a guy. And then the last cannon is going to fire. It's going to be -1 to hit because of moving, -1 to hit because of it being a Tomb Blade. So looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No fill. Ooh, he was a 5 though. That was close. All right, so now my Rock Grinder is going to fire its cache of demo charges and the Clearance Incinerator and the Heavy Stubber into his Immortals over here. So we're going to go with the cache of demo charges first. So D6 shots, getting 2 shots, hitting on 5s because he moved. Ooh, both hits, strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds, AP -3, so looking for 6s. Failed them. And now the Clearance Incinerator is going to fire into them, getting 4 hits, strength 5, wounding on 3s. Getting 4 wounds, AP -1 +1 because now they're in cover that those other guys got it. So looking for 3-ups. Oop, fell out there. All right, so getting 2 dead. And now the Heavy Stubber is going to fire in here. Nope, not getting anything. Now, my Primus here is going to fire his Needle Pistol into the Lich Guard. Hitting on a 3, wounding on a 2. That's a wound. Regular 3-up save. They're good. And now my Neophyte squad here is going to fire into the Warriors over here. So we're going to go with the autogun shots first. So there's 7 of them hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Getting 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Nope, nothing. I'm going to fire 2 crack grenades into them. 2 shots hitting on 4s. Nope. Now my Aberrants here are going to charge into his Lich Guard over here. So, looking for a 6-inch charge. No, not getting it. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that 1. Yeah, okay, they're in. Now my Primus is going to charge in. He's got a 6-inch charge as well. He gets in. And now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into the Warriors over here. 20 shots of Overwatch hitting on 6s. Getting a bunch of hits. Woo, that is pretty... For you, not for me. Alright, so 6 hits. Pretty good. These are now Strength, Force, and Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -2 because of being Dynasty Mafit. These are going to be looking for 6s, showing them fill faces. Getting 1, and then Rugged Construction looking for another fill face. No, don't get that. So 1 damage. And the charge distance. Yeah, it's totally in. And now my Patriarch is going to charge into the Warriors and the Overlord over there. So looking for his charge distance is getting in. All right, so now my Patriarch is going to start us off in the fight phase by attacking into his Overlord. I've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s. Oh, not great. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of his claws. So that's 3 wounds. The 6 actually goes through as AP -6 with an invul, and then these are going to be AP -3, but they have to be doing separate because this is 3 damage. These are D3 damage. So we'll do the 2 at AP -3. So he's got, what is invul?
4.
4-up invul save. Making 1 of those, and then the 1/6 there. Looking for a 4-up invul. Oh, and he makes that one. So D3 damage into him. Getting 2 damage into him. All right, so now the Lich Guard are going to interrupt, spending 2 command points to interrupt, bringing him down to 3. I've got 1 command point left. His Lich Guard are going to now attack into my Aberrants over here. So 6 attacks from them, hitting on 3s. All right, so 4 hits. Pretty good. Strength
5.
Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP -2. That's just going to go straight through. What's the damage on those weapons?
1.
1 damage each, so that's 1 guy dead. All right, so now my Aberrants are going to attack back. They've got 2 attacks each. There's 3 guys left there. These are going to be hitting on 2s because the Primus is there, giving them +1 to their hit. All right. These are now going to be Strength 5, Toughness 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. That's pretty brutal. 1 second. All right, so it's AP -2, so they've got 4-up invul saves, so 5 invul saves here, 5 4-ups. Whoa, failing 2 of them. They've got D3 damage each, so the first one's just going to kill that first guy there, and then D3 on the second one. 3 is going to kill another guy. All right, so now my Primus is going to activate, and he's going to attack into the Lich Guard there. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, all hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. Oh, and he fails them both, and that kills the Lich Guard. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll one of those. 4-up. Oh, and he makes it. So now my Rock Grinder is going to attack in here. He's got 6 attacks base plus D3 on the turn he charges. So plus an additional 3. That is really good. So we've got 9 attacks that are going to be coming in here. Weapon skill 5, so hitting on 5s. Getting 2. Okay. 2 attacks, 2 wounds. Strength +3, so looking strength 8, looking for 2s to wound. Okay, that's 1 wound. AP -2, so 1 6-up. Oh, if you had made that. One dead warrior. All right, so now my opponent is going to activate his Overlord. He's going to spend 1 command point on Entropic Strike, which you spend this, use this stratagem in the fight phase before a Necron's character from your army fights. Invulnerable saves cannot be taken against the first close combat attack made by this character this phase. So we were kind of talking about it. We're not sure. It probably needs to be FAQ to tell whether it means it's the first set of attacks or if it means one of his attacks. We're going to go with the 1 attack because he can only be activated the once this phase. So he's got 3 attacks. The first one is going to ignore my invul save. So he's got this hitting on a 2. Oh, and it misses. And now we got the 2 other attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 2s because it always wounds on 2s because he's got the Void Reaper. So that's 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Oh, with fill faces. Wow. And as warriors are going to attack, 6 of them are going to go into my Patriarch over here, hitting on 3s. All right.
Oh, they still will be.
And they will be done. So that's actually going to be hitting on 2s. Sorry. So now these are going to be wounding on strength 4, so wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 4-up armor saves, and a make 1, fail 1. And then on a 6-up, I ignore the wounds. I do not, so I take that wound. And then 2 into my rock grind over here, hitting on 2s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. No wounds there. All right, so that's the end of the Genestealer Cult turn here. Into the morale phase here. His Immortals lost 7 guys, so 7 plus 4 is 11, so they lose 1 more guy who can't be reanimated back in here because he ran away like the scaredy little robot he is. So we will come back to you. Well, the cards that I successfully got, I got 3, which was the mission critical one. The other 2 are there. I'm going to get rid of objective, secure objective 5 because I don't feel like going back to get that over there. It's just not going to happen. So that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Necrons on turn 3. All right, so my opponent drew still had defend objective 6. He drew assassinate and defend objective 2. Objective 2 is over here with my Magus, so maybe you get a 2-fer? Who knows? So that is it for the cards drawn. We'll come back to you with reanimation protocols. All right, so we've got the Destroyer reanimation here. They've lost 1 guy so far, so within range of the Cryptek over there. So looking for a 4-up, a 5-up. Oh, gets it with a 6. He's back. Oh, that's brutal. And now we've got 2 here from the Tomb Blades, not within range of the Cryptek. So looking for 6s? Or 5s, sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Looking for 5s? No, those aren't coming back yet. We got 1 from the Warrior over here on a 5. Get him back. And now the Immortals over here. They have 7 guys that can possibly come back, so looking for 5s. Getting back 3 of them, not bad. And then the Lich Guard over here has 4 guys. So, looking for 5s on them. Getting back 2 of them. Alright, movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 3. His Warriors and Cryptek moved over this way. So did his Destroyers and Destroyer Lord. Looking on my poor Magos. What has he ever done to you? Pretty much nothing, actually. He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. His Tombblade here moved up a bit so that he's out of sight of my Leman Russ. His Warriors fell out of combat over here. With both my Rock Grinder and my Patriarch. His Overlord fell back out of combat as well. These dude bros, the Immortals, moved up here so that they are closest to my Patriarch. His Lich Guard stayed in combat with my Primus and my Aberrants over here so that they are just locked in there. And that's it for the movement phase, so we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now his Immortals over here, they got chosen for My Will Be Done from the Overlord. So these are going to be, their shots are going to go into the Patriarch over here. So we got 10 shots hitting on 2s. All hits. Wow, the good thing you gave them My Will Be Done. That's pretty awesome. And 2 additional hits because of the Tesla there. So that's going to be 12 out of 10 hits. Strength 5, so wounding on 4s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds there. 4 minus 1 AP, so 4 5-ups. Whoa, making 3 of them. I'll take that. And then 6 up Warlord. Nope, so he takes 1 wound. All right, so now the destroyers over here are gonna fire. 1 is gonna fire into the Magos, and 2 are gonna fire into the truck. So we're gonna do the 1 into the Magos first, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of hatred. So that is going to be 2 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 2s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP minus 4.
Yeah,
all right, so it's yeah, half range. So it's got to be AP minus 4. So that's going to go straight through. So that's 2d3 damage, right?
Yeah.
1 second. Yep, 2d3 damage.
You're going to kill him, aren't you?
2, 3, 4. He is dead. And then the 2 guys into the truck over here, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of hatred of whatever's.
Living.
Hatred of the living. Alright, apparently they're not that mad. Alright, so that's still 4 hits here.
Yep.
These are going to be strength 6, so looking for... Ooh, 1 second. Alright, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds there.
Re-roll 1s because they're within...
Re-rolling 1s because of the Destroyer Lord being there. So that's going to be 3 wounds. AP minus 4, right?
3.
AP minus 3, so those are going to go, those are just going to go straight through. So, D3 wounds each. 3, yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. Alright, so I got rugged construction, so I've got 7, 6 up rugged construction saves. Making 1 of them, so I take 6 damage down to 2. Brutal! And now his warriors are going to fire into my truck over here. 7 of the guys are in rapid fire range, so we got 14 shots from them. These are hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got 12 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so getting 1, 2, 3 wounds, right?
Yep.
3 wounds at AP minus 2. So that's going to go, those are going to go to 6s. So 2 6 up, showing them fill faces. Fail them both. Showing those fill faces rugged construction, or he's dead. Nope, he did. And he's not close enough to blow anyone up. So yeah, he just did. And now the Tomb Blade's going to fire into my Rock Grinder over there. These are hitting on 3s. Getting 2 hits. Strength 6. So looking for 4s to wound. No wounds. Alright, so into the fight phase over here. His Lich Guard are going to attack into my Aberrants. So we've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 3s. Oh, pretty good. Oh, well, actually about average there. So that's 3 hits. These are now going to be wounding on strength, what is it?
5.
Strength 5, so strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds. AP minus 3. So that's going to go straight through. What's the damage on those?
1.
Just 1 damage each, so that's going to be 1 guy dead. Alright, so now my Aberrants are going to attack into his Lich Guard over there. So we got 4 attacks between them there, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. That's 3 hits. These are going to be Strength 5, Toughness 5, looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP minus 2, so 4 up, invul save. Oh, he's good. 4 attacks with the Bone Sword over here, hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Wounding on wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 4 up, invul save. And he's good. Alright, so that's it for the Necron-tyr here on turn 3. My opponent did score Assassinate when he killed my Magos. So he gets that. He's not going to get rid of his other cards because it's pretty open game over on that side of the table for him to get those objectives. So that is it for the Necrons here on turn 3. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, so I got secure objective 1, secure objective 3, and defend objective 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here. My Neophytes over here stood still. My Leman Russ moved up his 5 inches up this way. My Rock Grinder stayed where he was. These guys all stayed in combat over here, and my Patriarch stayed where he was. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so my focus, my my patriarch here is going to cast Might from Beyond onto the aberrants over here. So looking for a 7. Not getting. I'm going to spend my last command point and get it with that 6. All right, so my Primus is going to shoot his needle pistol into the Lich Guard there, hitting on a 2. Oh, hitting on a 3. I'm sorry, that's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. Regular 3-up save. No, 1 dead. And now my Rock Grinder is going to fire everything into the Immortal Squad over here. So we're going to start with the cache of demo charges first. D6 shots, 5 shots, hitting on 4s, getting 3 hits, strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds. AP minus 2. 1 second. It's AP minus 3, so they are in cover there, so it's going to be 5-up saves. No, that's 2 dead. Sorry, we needed 1 more save over there. 5-up. No, so that's 3 dead. And now the Clearance Incinerator is going to fire into them. Getting 5 hits. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Okay. 1 wound. AP minus 1 plus 1. 3-up save. Oh, 1 dead. And now the Heavy Stubber firing into him. Getting 2 hits. Getting 2 wounds. Oh, and he makes them both. So now my Leman Rust is going to fire his 2 battle cannon shots into the warriors over here. So 2d6 shots. Getting 8 total shots. Pretty good. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Oop, get back here. All right. Getting 4 hits. Exactly average. Wounding on 2s. Oh, that is not average. What? Why would you? Anyway, 1 wound. AP minus 2. So plus 1 because they're in cover. Looking for a 5-up. No, 1 is dead. And then the last cannon shot's gonna go into the Wraithblade. Moved, minus 1. Wraithblade, minus 1. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil face! Nope, nope. 5 again. He's always, ooh, man. Ooh, man. Alright, so my guys over here, my neophytes, 2 lasgun or autogun guys and 2 grenade launchers are gonna fire in here. We're gonna go with the autoguns first. That's 1 hit. That is not a wound. Then the grenade launchers. That is 1 hit. That is... Alright, that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Rock Grinder is going to charge into the warriors over here. Hitting on 6s. Getting 1, 2 hits. Alright. These are going to be wounding on 5s. No wounds there. They're charge distance. Yeah, he's totally in. And now my Patriarch is going to charge into the Overlord, the Immortal, and the warriors over here. Overwatch from the Immortal. On 6s. No, nothing there. His charge distance. Yeah, he's totally in. Alright, so we're going to start out here with my Patriarch. He's going to put 5 attacks into the Overlord. 1 attack into the Immortal because I need that squad dead. So we're going to do the 5 attacks into the Overlord first. Hitting on 2s. Alright, all hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting all wounds. Oh man, a bunch of 6s. So it's 3 6s. And 2 not 6s, so we're gonna do we do these ones separately. So we'll do the 3 6s first. These are gonna be 4-up invul saves. Failing 2 of them, so that's gonna be 6 damage. So he's dead, right? Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to be dead. Oh, killer. All right, my opponent is going to spend his last command point on Resurrection Protocols, which is use the stratagem when a Necron character from your army, excluding Trazine and Catan Shards, is slain. At the end of that phase, roll a d6 on a 4+, set the character up again as close as possible to his previous position and more than 1 inch from any enemy models with 1 wound remaining. The stratagem cannot be used to resurrect the same model more than once per battle. So he's going to try to do that again. He has to spend it now, but we do it at the end of the phase. But now I get my 1 attack into that Immortal over there, hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP minus 3. So 6 up. No, he doesn't get it, so he is dead. Finally. Die already! Alright, so now my Rock Grinder is going to attack. He's got 6 plus D3 attacks because he charged, plus 1, so he's going to have 7 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. AP minus 2. But he's good with a 6. And now my aberrants are going to attack in here. They've got +1 strength, +1 attack because of Might from Beyond. So we're going to have 6 attacks from them into the Lich Guard over here. Hitting on 2s because of the Primus being there. Okay, that's all but 1 hit. Pretty good. Strength +1 means strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds at AP. We're going to have 3 4-up invul saves. So that is going to make 2, and then he comes D3 wounds. 1 wound. All right. All right, so now these Lich Guard are going to attack into my aberrants over here. So 4 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, so 3 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP, those just go straight through, I think, right? Yeah, those just go straight through, so that's going to kill a guy and put another wound on my aberrant. And now my Primus is going to attack into his Lich Guard. He's got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1, 2 wounds. AP -2, so 4-up invul saves. Makes them both. And now the warriors are going to attack. 7 are going to go into my patriarch over here, hitting on 3s because they didn't get my will be done. Didn't really need it. Holy cow.
No.
What's up? No, the mortals had it. Yeah. So these are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 1 4-up armor save. Nope, takes a wound. 6-up warlord trait. Yeah, no, totally taking a wound. And the 2 guys into the rock grind over there. 2 hits. Looking for 5s. No wounds. All right, and that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 3. So we will now at the end of this phase here, we have the Resurrection Protocol. So he has to roll on a 4-up. His overlord is back again. On anything other than a 4-up, he's dead. So let's see. 6-up, he's back. So he has to be as close to there, more than 1 inch away from enemy models. That's pretty brutal. All right, so we will come back to you after with the card draw, because I didn't score, I don't think anything. Hold on. Let me see what I did or did not score. Oh no, I got secure objective 3 with these guys over here, and I'm going to get rid of defend objective 4 because that's just not going to happen. So that is, I might have actually won. 1 second. And I got secure objective 1 with my guy over here, which is pretty good. So I'll take that. That is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We will come back to you after movement with the cards drawn for the Necrons here on turn 4. All right, so my opponent has defend objective 6, defend objective 2, and blood and guts. So he has to kill something in the close combat phase. So that is it for the cards drawn. We'll come back to you with Reanimation Protocols. All right, so Reanimation Protocol starting here with the Lich Guard. So he's got 3 guys there looking for 5s, getting 1 guy back. Okay. All right, so my opponent's now going to use his Reanimation orb from the Overlord there to re-roll those 2. Getting back another 1, so that's 2 more guys coming back. All right, so now we've got 1 into the Warriors over here on a 5. Nope, not coming back. And then we've got 2 from the Tomb Blades on 5s. No, not coming back. All right, movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 4. The Lich Guard stayed in combat over here. His warrior stayed in combat with my Patriarch and with the rock grind over there. His Overlord stayed back there. He regained 1 hit point, so he was placed back with 1 wound, and then he regained 1 because of living metal, so he's back up to 2 wounds over here. Then over here, his Destroyer Lord moved up over here to the advancers. Yeah, he just moved up over here to jump onto objective 2, which is one of the ones he needs. Everybody else moved up over here, except for the Tomb Blade, which advanced up there. Still wasn't quite enough to get within range of that objective, but they're all over here, waiting to jump on that next turn. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, so after the shooting phase, 2 of the destroyers here are in range of my Lehman Russ, so they are going to fire into him, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s to hit because the Patriot of the Living, not meant to be. These are now going to be strength 6, so looking for 5 wounds. Getting 1 wound. -3, so it's looking for a 6-up. Show me that fill first. No, not getting the fill face. That's going to be D3 wounds. 2. Now his Wraith Blade's going to be firing into my Legion Rush over there. He is going to be hitting on 4s because he advanced and it's an assault weapon here. No hits. Now the Warriors are going to fire into my Neophytes over here. So we got 10 shots hitting on 3s. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Because it's straight 4, yeah. So, getting 2, 4, 6 wounds over there. 18 -1. So these are going to be +1 because of cover. Looking for 5-ups. And making 3 of them. Not bad, I'll take that. Alright, into the assault phase. The Overlord is just going to charge into my Patriarch over there. So, yeah, still so we'll go back to the fight phase. Alright, so now the Overlord is going to attack into him with his 3 attacks on the charge here. Or just attacks, hitting on 2s. Getting 3 hits. Wounding on 2s because it's the Void Reaper or something like that. Yeah, I got it right. Alright, that's 3 wounds. 3. 5-up invul saves. I may fail them all. Oh no. What's the damage on these? 3 each? Oh man, 3 each. So that's going to be 9 wounds. 9. 6-up. Ignoring wounds. I ignored 1. 2. I ignored 2. So yeah, he is totally dead. And that is Slay the Warlord. Alright, so now his Lich Guard are going to activate. 3 are going to attack into my Primus. 1's going to attack into my Aberrant. So the 3 into the Primus, hitting on 3s. That is not great. And now these are going to be wounding on 3s. We're on wound. AP -3, right? So that just goes through 1 damage. And then the one guy into the Aberrant, 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. Then 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. That's just going to go through and kill me. So now my Rock Grinder is going to activate. 6 attacks, hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit there. Wounding on 2. That's a wound. AP -2. 6-up. No, 1 guy dead. Alright, 7 of his warriors managed to get into combat with my Rock Grinder there, hitting on 3s. Okay. He's not there around. Wounded on 5s. Or is it? Got 1 wound. Yep, that's going through. Yep, doing a wound. Warriors know how to do 1 wound per combat, and that's all they're good for. But I mean, that's good enough. And now the 4 attacks from the Primus into his Lich Guard. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 4-up invul saves. Oh, fails them both. That's 1 guy dead and 1 guy wounded.
Sorry about that audio issue. I accidentally unplugged my microphone like an idiot. Basically, I don't think you saw this, but he shot his battle cannons into here, into Lich Guard. Ended up doing 1 wound that was saved. Good job. And then shot his last cannon at his Tomb Blade over there, and only managed to not hit. Of course he did. Missed it by 1, like he usually does, but this time he had +1, so he rolled a 4 instead of a 5, because he rolls 1 under exactly what he needs with his last cannons, of course. Anyway, moving on here. The squad of Acolytes here who disembarked from the Rock Grinder are going to shoot into his Overlord there. So we got 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s. Sorry, hitting on 4s. All right. Wounding on 5s. That is 2 wounds. 2 regular saves. Those are saves because he's got 3-up armor, right? Yeah, 3-up armor in cover, so that makes him 2 saves. Now my Neophytes here are going to fire into the Tomb Blade. We're going to start with the grenade launchers. 2 crack grenades hitting on 5s because it's -1 to hit Tomb Blades. Getting 1 hit. Strength 6, so wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Save? What is that? I can't see. It's a 4. So AP minus 2. 1 second. All right, so it did go through. So D3 wounds. 1 wound, of course. Of course. And then 3 autogun shots into him over there. No hits there. All right, my Acolytes here are going to start us off in the assault phase by charging into his Overlord there. And they're in. All right, so here come my Acolytes over here. They're going to attack in. They've got 2 attacks each, except for the leader who has 3. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of the, or hitting on, hitting on 2s because of the Primus being there. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 6, which is going to be AP minus 3. So we've got a 4-up invul save. No, goes through, so he takes 1 wound. He's down to 1. And now the cultist dives. Let's see if they can do it. All right, all but 1 hit. Looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. Oh no, 3-up armor save. Oh, and he's good. And now the Rock Grinder's got his 6 attacks on 5s. Getting pretty good that time, getting 3 hits. Wounded on 2s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 AP minus 2. So looking for 6 ups. No, so 3 warriors dead. All right, so the Overlord's gonna attack into my dude bros over here. All hits. Wounded on 2s. All wounds. AP minus 4, right? So that's gonna be 3, or AP minus 3. Regardless, 3 dead guys. And now the Warrior's gonna get 5 attacks into the Rock Grinder over here, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. No save. 6 up. Nope. As usual, they get their 1 wound. All right, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 4. We're gonna roll to, the leadership morale test over here on those Acolytes. 5 plus 3 is 8. The leader's still alive. They're good to go. So that is it for the my turn. I didn't get any of my cards. I'm going to discard Master of the Warp, but my opponent did score Defend Objective 2 on my turn because he got it 2 turns in a row. So that is going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. We will come back to you after with the card. We'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Necrons here on turn 5. All right, so my opponent still has Defend Objective 6, got Secure Objective 5, and then got Dust and Ashes, which is he nominates a Necron character. If they are still alive at the end of the game, he gets 1 point. So he nominated his Destroy Lord, who is way over here, away from everything. So he's probably good to go. So we'll come back to you with the Reanimation Protocols. All right, Reanimation Protocols. We're going to start with the Tomb Blades. He's got his 2 guys there on 5s.
Actually, that might be...
Yeah, I couldn't get him, so he got back the 1 guy. We got 5 warriors over here that are going to be looking to get reanimated on 5s. Getting back 1 of them. And then 2 from the Lich Guard over here. Ooh, not getting back either. All right, movement phase. His Lich Guard moved up over here. His Necron Lord stayed in combat over there, or Overlord stayed in combat, and using Living Metal gained back another wound. His Warrior stayed in combat with my Rock Grinder. Over here, his 2 Tomb Blades jumped up over this way, looking to make some attacks onto my Neophytes over there. And then all of these guys moved up so that these guys are in range of my Leman Russ, and these guys have Linebreaker and the objective number 6. So that is it for the movement phase for the Necrons here on turn 5. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so his Destroyers here are going to fire into my Leman Russ. So we're going to have 9 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of their hatred of the living. All right, pretty good. These are now strength 6, so looking for 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the Destroyer Lord that advanced down over to them over there. All right, so that's 3 wounds. 3. Grabbing the dice here. 3 AP minus 3, so 3 6-ups. Hey, making 1 of them, so that's 2d3 damage. Doing 3, 4, 5 damage. His warriors now are going to shoot into my neophytes over here. So we got 10 shots hitting on threes. All right, Inception. All right, these are now going to be wounding on threes. All right, so doing 4 wounds. 4 AP minus 1 +1 because of cover, so 4 5-ups. Making 2 of them. Okay, I'll take that. So now his Tomb Blades, the one with the 3 shots there, is going to fire into my neophytes. The other one here is going to fire into my Leman Russ. So we're going to go with the 3 shots here, hitting on threes. Nope, not meant to hit. 4 shots into the Leman Russ because he's in rapid fire there, so hitting on threes. All right, 2 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 5, or looking for 5s to wound, I should say. Sorry. Getting 1 wound. AP minus 1. Oh, AP minus 2. So looking for a 5-up. Making it with a Filth Phase. Woo! All right, so now the Lich Guard are going to charge into in the assault phase into my Acolytes. And do you want to charge into him? So let's see if my my Primus gets to shoot Overwatch. Nope, nothing there. So their charge distance is totally in. All right, so now his Lich Guard are going to attack first. He's going to put 2 guys into my Primus over here. So 4 attacks, hitting on threes. Or hitting on 2s because he got my will be done onto them. So that's 4 hits. These are now going to be wounding on threes. Getting 3 wounds. AP minus 3, so those are just going to go straight through, bringing them down to 1 wound. And then the 2 attacks into my Acolytes over there. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound and 1 dead guy. And now the Overlord's going to activate, hitting on 2s. All hits.
All wounds.
All wounds, and he is dead. And now I'm going to activate my Rock Grinder, hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Wounded on 2s. That's a wound. That is not a save. And now 5 warriors are going to attack into my Rock Grinder. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s.
I don't think he's going to have this one.
No wounds there. And now my Primus is going to attack into the Lich Guard. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 4-up invul saves. Fails both of them, so 1's dead and 1 is wounded. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to call this game, because I've got very little left on the board that can do anything. My cards were not working with me, and I just wasn't going to be able to pull out the victory because my opponent has the lead, and I'm not going to be able to get back. So, yeah, so that was a brutal game. The Necrons are back with a vengeance. They are rocking pretty hard here. The Mephet with the +1 or the -1, however you want to say it, 1 better on the AP there is a pretty good benefit there, and they're pretty awesome. So they were rocking it pretty well. The Reanimation Protocol really came into account here a lot. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been John, and until next time, have fun.